Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me for tonight's show is Sal Segala. We're here for the Bristol review of the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Welcome to the show, Sal.
Oh, thank you, Sharon. I'm all ready to talk some racing.
Okay, well, what are your overall thoughts on the Xfinity Series race at Bristol?
It was a very dominating performance by Kyle Larson. Um, of course, we had some a couple other surprises, up in the top 10. But other than that, it was a we're kind of hoping, to see the three sweep by Kyle. Of course, we talked about it during the trucks. Since he finished second in the trucks, he didn't quite make it. But other than that, huge congratulations to Carson Quapple, for bringing home that second place finish. Also, that was huge for the team. And then other than that, not the typical Bristol race we're used to seeing, with all the excitement and kind of sad that this race just doesn't draw the fans like it used to.
I think Bristol is so deceiving when it comes to the fans. Yeah, we used to fill the stands, but just because it looks empty, that track holds 160,000 people. So if 60,000 people are there, it's going to look like it's empty. And so I think it's deceptive at Bristol Motor Speedway. But I will say, I know when we talked about this race on the review show, we were thinking this is going to be between Kyle Larson and Justin Allgaier, and that's pretty much what it ended up being. Kyle Larson did dominate the Xfinity Series race at Bristol Motor Speedway. He was the pole winner, and he brought a bazooka to Saturday shootout when his 37 opponents brought pea shooters to the last great Coliseum. Or so it seemed, given the degree of domination that Larson exhibited in winning the SciAps 300 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. In dominant fashion, the number 17 of Kyle Larson won the SciAps 300 race at Bristol, leading 277 of 300 laps en route to his second career victory at Bristol, dating back to 2018. This is Larson's 8th victory in his last 15 starts. Carson Kvapil led the way for Junior Motorsports in second place, passing his teammate Justin Allgaier with a couple of laps remaining. This is Allgaier's 6th consecutive top 5 finish. Sammy Smith came in 4th place, followed by Brandon Jones to round out the top 5. Then it was Jesse Love, Ryan Sieg, Corey Heim, who was racing in the Xfinity Series as well as the Truck Series, and Christian Eckes along with Dean Thompson completing the top 10 drivers. Sam Mayer finished 11th but won the opening stage, scoring his first playoff point with Haas Factory Team. There were 8 lead changes among 5 drivers and 5 cautions for 44 yellow flag laps. The average speed of the race was 85.592 miles per hour. Carson Kvapil was the highest finishing rookie with that second place finish. And the fastest lap of the race goes to the number 17 on lap 106 at 15.767 miles per hour. Your thoughts there, Sal, on the top 10 finishers? I thought there were some good moments, though, in this race where we saw some kind of interesting things going on.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, once again, congratulations to Kyle Larson and Carson Quapple for the first and second. Actually Carson was the highest finishing
rookie
this week. So
yep.
I'm sure that's probably heating up pretty good for the Rookie of the Year standings at the end of the season.
Yes.
Congrats to Dean Thompson, who also got a top 10.
And Christian Eckes.
Yeah, Christian Eckes. getting a top 10. So uh, once again, it was another good race. And but man, Kyle he just really loved that track this weekend. He was on a mission, trying to win
Yeah.
as much as he can for John Edwards, who he had lost, who Hendrick Motorsports lost. And Kyle talked a little bit about him, said, that he was his mentor, as he was coming, up through you know, coming up through the ranks and all that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure, they dedicated the win to him. So,
Absolutely.
it was a nice little, I guess, a nice win, especially if the family was watching and,
Yes.
for everybody that was there.
Our sincere condolences to John Edwards and his family. Al Pierce, we also lost this week, and our sincere condolences to his family as well. And then Shiggy Hattori. I had a
Yeah.
chance to talk to Shiggy Hattori at Iowa Speedway a few years back, and I wrote an article about him bringing crew members from Japan over to America to learn at the Universal Technical Institute. And then he would allow them to crew for one of his teams. And in that particular weekend, it was for Max McLaughlin in the Xfinity Series. And he was so gracious and came to find me in the media center to talk to me about what the plans were for the weekend. And, anything we asked for, he was very gracious in making sure he made it happen. So if you haven't read that article, Sal, I would encourage you to read it because it was really cool to see him doing that. He gave so much to the support and always with a smile on his face.
Yeah. He was really, gosh, he helped out a lot of drivers. I know he even
He
helped out,
did.
even, Sergio Pena drove for him for a while too.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. And he won a championship with Brett Moffitt in the truck
yeah.
series. So, yeah, really, really sad news when I heard that. And our condolences go out to his family as well. But let's talk about some of the drivers on the other end of the spectrum here. Brennan Poole actually was having a good race. That accident between him and Sheldon Creed was unbelievable. He really tore up Sheldon Creed's car. That was an accident around lap 73, took both of the drivers out, Sheldon Creed and Brennan Poole. And then also the other driver that was out on lap 2 very early in the race was Mason Maggio due to an accident. Uh, also Alex LeBay, we haven't seen him run in a while. He had a power issue that took him out of the race on lap 141. William Sawalich, again, so sad to see that happen. He was having a pretty good run. He had an accident on lap 211, and that took him out of the race as well. So unfortunate, but sometimes it does happen. It's interesting. There were 300 laps in this race and only 12 drivers finishing all 300 laps of the race. The rest of the drivers down to position number 33 finished a lap or more down. So unfortunate, but it happens that way sometimes. And but congratulations to Kyle Larson for a very dominant win.
Yes. Huge congratulations on the win. Um, and then, like we said, the highest finishing rookie was Carson Quapple this time.
Yes,
And
yes.
then, other than that, then you go down to Christian Eckes and Dean Thompson at 9th and 10th.
Oh, they had great races. I think in the second half of the season, I think that Rookie of the Year, this is going to be the most fun Rookie of the Year battle all season long. But I think in the second half of the season, we may see that competition get very tight. We'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Hey,
6, 7, yeah, 8 rookies.
So it's really amazing how well they've done so far this season. It seems like there's usually about 3 or 4 that do well, and then another 3 or 4 that don't have such good races. But anyway, you want to cover the points report, Sal?
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I will say I saw a video today. I think it was Kyle Larson talking with Kevin Harvick. And he said he likes coming down to the series because he thinks that these guys need to know that they have room to grow. And he comes in with the intent to embarrass them so that they understand that they still have room to grow. And there's a yardstick there for them to be able to measure how much more growth they need before they come into the Cup Series. And I think that says something good about having the Cup drivers come in.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you got to beat the best to be the best.
Yeah, that's true. So
So
you're going to get there. So with the points, we have we got Justin Allgaier leading the points with 2 wins, 3 stage wins, and 13 playoff points. And then second is Sam Mayer, who's 83 points behind Justin Allgaier with 0 wins, 1 stage win, and 1 playoff point. And then from there, we go to third, Jesse Love, who has 1 win, 1 race win, 0 stage wins, and 5 stage points. And then Austin Hill, fourth, with 2 race wins of his own and 4 stage wins, 14 playoff points. And then from there, we go to fifth, which is Connor Zilich, who has his 1 race win, 2 stage wins, and 7 playoff points. And then sitting sixth with that second place finish he just had this week is Carson Kvapil. Seventh is Brandon Jones, who also has a 1 race win and 5 playoff points. Eighth is Sheldon Creed. Ninth is Ryan Sieg. 10th is Sammy Smith. And actually, had he not had the 50 points taken away, he would be up there and
he'd be up further, yeah.
in second. He'd be up there in third. Actually, he'd be above Jesse Love, but it's not to be. Picked up that fine and so then we from there we go. 11th is Daniel Dye. 12th is Harrison Burton. And then actually we have Eric Almirillo, who has a 1 race win, but he's not racing full time, so that wouldn't push any of the top 12 out of contention. And then right behind Harrison Burton is Jeb Burton. And then 14th is Christian Eckes and Nick Sanchez, both rookies. So the highest rookie right now in points is Connor Zilich, and Carson Kvapil at fifth and 6 points, 5th and 6th in the points, with 3 points dividing the 2 of them.
It's amazing. You think 1 point doesn't make a difference? Somebody was saying, I think it was Larry McReynolds, ask Carl Edwards if 1 point will make a difference.
Oh, yeah.
1 point would have made the difference for him winning the championship. So these 1 points here and there are huge for these drivers. That's why these stage wins and stage points are so important to these drivers.
Oh, yeah, they are. I mean, even that year, 2 years ago, when in the ARCA series, when the spotter told Trevor Huddleston that the race was over, and Trevor thought the race was over, he'd won the championship, and it was a white flag lap, so he slowed down. Everybody went around him, and he lost the championship by 1 point.
Wow!
Because
Wow!
the spotter told him that it was over.
Oh, that's got to be so disappointing.
Oh, yeah,
So don't let 1 point make a difference, drivers. Go after every point you can get.
Oh, the spotter felt so horrible.
I bet. Okay, let me ask you another question. Again, teasing our what's coming soon. Watch for more coming soon. Next, we're going to be doing the NASCAR Cup Series review of the Bristol race. And then after that, I'm going to try to get as many of those out as I can tonight. What I can't get out tonight, we'll get out early tomorrow morning. But right after that, at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, and 7 o'clock Pacific Time, we have our NASCAR Hot Topic Sound Off live stream. And there'll be 4 of us on the show tonight. So I'll probably be the facilitator and let them talk. But I want to get your thoughts, Sal. The Cars Tour has a $200K payout for the Throwback Classic that will happen in August at Hickory Motor Speedway. Your thoughts about that? That's a huge payout for the Cars Tour.
Oh yeah, it is. You know what? And I mean, and actually the Cars Tour, they've been doing a lot, even out here at the Cars Tour West, the payouts are, they're amazing, what they're paying out for the races. But that one in Hickory is going to be huge. You know what? I'm sure they're going to get probably 60, 65 entries for it. But yeah, it's going to be huge, and it's prolates, so it's not supers. So they had at Cordell, they had 64 prolates for the last Car Store race. So it won't be hard for them to get another 64 for this race.
Oh yeah, especially with that kind of payout.
Oh yeah,
that's unheard of in those series. So that's a big deal for the Cars Tour, and I think it's going to attract a lot of drivers from across the country. So I'm excited about it. Okay, so with that, we do want to say thank you for tuning in to Fan for Racing Radio. We always look forward to doing these review shows and preview shows and our interviews that we do, as well as our Hot Topic Sound Off tonight. So we hope you enjoy tuning in as much as we enjoy doing them. So with that, Sal, I think we're ready to say goodbye until the next video.
Yep. Good night, y'all. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. Okay.
So with that, we'll see you in the next video, everybody. Take care.